Hello class, welcome to week 11. As I had sent the announcement yesterday, we only have a week before your annotation is due. You'll notice on this week's discussion board there are no posts. So if you were to click on the weekly tab, there are no exercises and there are no reading discussion forum posts because the idea is that I've given you the week off to work on your essay. By all means, please click on the annotation tab just to the left. By clicking on that tab, you'll be able to see all the requirements for the assignment. The assignment is worth, I believe it's 100 points. I'm just going to click on here real quick and just to verify. Yep, it's worth 100 points, so make sure that you take it seriously. As I've said in previous posts, this is not a book report. I really don't care to read an essay about what happens in the book because I've read all the books. So please take it as your opportunity to read something in the book and then take apart that element or that literary device or that voice or whichever element of the story that resonates with you, and then deconstruct it, especially with a focus on how you can use it in your own writing or how maybe you wouldn't use it in your own writing. The objective of an annotation is for you to do some close reading. The objective isn't just to merely observe what the writer does or what the story is, but how to analyze that in terms of a literary device. In grad school, I did this 15 times per semester, so I essentially wrote one of these weekly on various books that I would read, and actually was kind of interesting in grad school because one of my classmates read a book and set out to write about how awful the book was and how they would never do anything like the writer would, but through the close reading actually learned something about the writing and actually became to respect and appreciate the writing despite what he didn't like out of it. So that might be you. You might really have hated the book that you read. I'm sorry if that's true, but you know, reading is such a personal thing. So you may have hated the book you read, and you might say that you'll never use those things in your own writing, but at least that way you've learned something, if that makes sense. So the objective of the assignment of the annotation is close reading. It's for you to be able to look at a book and to say that you learned certain things, and in learning you can choose to use it or you cannot choose to use it, or you can analyze how maybe one would use it in their own writing. I do expect quotations from the piece. Of course, I'll use quotation marks for that. I do expect quotations. So if you annotated as I recommended that you did, then you'll have plenty of quotes to work from. Make sure that you don't use more than one quote per paragraph, because otherwise it will just choke up the writing of somebody else's writing, not yours. And I care what you have to say, not what the novelist said, because again, I've read all of these memoirs. So another thing is, I may have mentioned this, but be careful of block quotes. If you have a block quote, that is a quote that exceeds 4 typed lines, you are limited to 1 per paper, and also block quotes have a completely different set of formatting. So I don't recommend that you use them because the rules for that are iffy. I don't mean iffy in the sense that they're inconsistent. I just mean iffy in the sense that they're different from how you would quote a normal quote. So I don't recommend that you do that, but if you intend on using 1 block quote, because remember that's the limitation for the essay, then be sure to email me so I can help you with guiding so that you can cite it properly. I think that's just about it. Your paper should be 3 to 5 pages, double space, Times New Roman, 12-point font. You need to have a heading and a header. If you want a title, I'm not grading on a title, but if you want a title, don't make it some ambiguous thing. Students will often be like, analyzing the desert flower, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to do any big ambiguous title. When I was in grad school, the best titles were ones that were very concise, so that you would say the theme or the focus of the essay in author's book. So for example, you would say voice in Jeanette Walls's The Glass Castle. So the title is very academic, very short. It's not creative at all, which is why I don't really care if you have a title. You don't have to have one. What else? I think that's just about it. Make sure you have a works cited page. That's important. We have MLA citation discussion boards in case you get stuck or if you need help. Also, I'll be checking the Q&A forum for help. And of course, as always, you can email me and I can respond directly to you through the email. All right, good luck. Give yourself plenty of time this week. Don't rush through your essay. Those are probably the worst essays for me to read and for you to write are the ones that are rushed. So please, well pace yourself. Take your time. Don't feel the pressure to write the entire essay in one sitting. Maybe write one paragraph, take a break, write another paragraph, take a break. Hopefully that'll help. All right, good luck.